So if you know the series of 5, then you know that it's a set of 5 very humbling exercises predominantly aimed at strengthening your core. Now it's already pretty tough as it is. However, if you have a magic circle and you really want your abs to cry today, then I've got 5 variations that will spice up your 5. So for your single leg stretch, circle's going to go into the palms of your hands, fingertips pointing upwards. This is just to stop you from gripping the circle and breaking in your wrist line. From there, we just want to take a very gentle squeeze on that circle, but instead of pressing with your palms, I want you to think about squeezing from your back line, so just underneath those armpits. That will give you a lot more stability in that upper body, rather than just working into the arms themselves. Bring your legs into tabletop, heels together, toes apart into your Pilates V. Now as you lift the head and shoulders, try not to think forwards with the circle, as this will tend to bring a bit more tension into the neck and will give you less lift. Instead, think about trying to lift your circle up to the ceiling and then over your knees towards your shins. Now try not to cheat by taking them forward into your fingertips. That's not going to give you more range. Instead, think about the reach through your arms but pulling back into those abdominals. From here, take a breath in, draw one knee towards you, other leg lengthens away. Exhale as you reach the end range. And then inhale to switch. Now your aim here is to keep the upper body as still as possible, so you're working really hard into those abdominals and you're focusing on moving of the legs. You want to take about 6 to 8 repetitions on each leg. So for double leg stretch, we're actually going to take the circle and place it in between the legs, just above your ankles. So this will fire up the inner thighs a little bit more. Now you don't need an excessive squeeze on the circle, just enough to hold it into place. From there, draw your knees in towards your chest as much as you can whilst trying to keep your tailbone and bum heavy on the mat. Hands come onto the shins. Now you want to make sure the elbows aren't dropping down to the sides. You want to open them nice and wide. What that's going to do is open out your mid back as you go into that curl up and allow you for a much deeper connection into the core. Now from here, take a breath in. As you exhale, curl the head and shoulders. Again, think up and over and through the center of your circle. From here, we inhale. Everything's going to extend. Arms come to the side of the ears, legs extend to a place where you can hold on using your abdominals. Exhale, circle the arms round first and then use those lower abdominals to draw the knees back into tabletop. You inhale to repeat. Now again, you're aiming for about 6 to 8 repetitions. As you extend, really draw those abdominals in and up. And as you exhale, find that scoop as you draw the limbs back in. If you want a bonus, your last repetition, take everything else and hold. Try and deepen the scoop into your abdominals. Try and draw that belly button in and up. Try and curl yourself up a little deeper and then use your inner thighs to give that circle a little bit of a pulse. For 6, 4, last 2, 1, and then die. So for single straight leg stretch, aka your scissors, circles going back into the hands. So palms on, fingertips pointing to the ceiling. And again, we're bringing a little squeeze into that circle using our back line. From here, you draw both legs up into tabletop, and then we're lengthening them up to the ceiling, still in Pilates V, so heels together, toes apart, but relaxed. Now, if you're tight in the hamstrings, or you feel your lower back compressing and bum slightly lifting off the mat, then just bend your knees ever so slightly. This will allow you to press the bum and tailbone back down into the mat to stabilize the pelvis, and it will stop bringing so much pressure into your lower spine. From here, we take a breath in as you exhale, and again, we think about the circle reaching up and over towards the ankles. From here, we take a breath in. Right leg draws towards you, left leg lengthens down to where's comfortable for you. Take an exhale as you reach the end range. Inhale to switch. So again, we're using the abdominals to keep the upper body nice and still so we can focus on moving the lower body. 6 to 8 reps on each side. And think about lengthening the legs away from you as you lift and lower. Can you get your circle up a little higher? Work deeper into that tummy. I'm shaking like a leaf and I've lost count. Let's say one more each way. Whew. And release. So for double straight leg stretch, or your double leg lower, legs go inside the circle. Padding goes just above the knees to the outside of the legs, and we give that circle a little squeeze to activate those outer glutes. Now just be careful the feet don't come out too wide, otherwise we end up turning the hips inwards, which isn't bad, it's just not what we want for this exercise. You want everything to be in parallel. Hands to the base of your skull, so your head can relax into the hands and to avoid bringing tension into the neck. Elbows as wide as you feel comfortable. Again, we're straightening the legs up to the ceiling, remembering if we're tight in the hamstrings or we feel that lower back excessively compressing into the mat, we just slightly soften the knees. From here, we take a breath in, exhale, curl the head and shoulders up and over. We inhale, we start to lengthen the legs towards the wall in front of us, and then exhale, use the lower abdominals to pull the legs back up. We inhale to repeat. Now, if you feel your back starting to arch off of your mat, just slightly reduce your range. And as you bring the legs up, can you curl up a little deeper? We're going to go for 2 more. Last one. And release. The crisscross, once again the circle goes back into the hands. Palms on, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling, and we bring a little squeeze into that circle by connecting into the back line. Legs once again come back into tabletop, heels together, toes apart. Circle this time, instead of going straight up and over, we're going up, over and slightly to the right side of the body. So just to the outside of your right thigh. From here we draw the right knee towards us, left leg away. Now to switch, we don't want the upper body to come down, so the arms stay straight, circle reaches up and over, we switch the legs, so we bend the left, we straighten the right, and the circle goes to the other side of the body. We repeat, inhale, switch, exhale as we find that finishing movement. And you've guessed it, we're looking for 6 to 8 repetitions each side. And as you rotate, try to keep your hip bones, the back hip bones, firmly planted into the mat, so you can keep the pelvis square and stable and give your obliques a much more of an intense workout. You'll be shocked to know I've lost count once again. This is last one each way. And that's your series of 5 with your magic circle.